Find the exact value of each expression in radians. If there is no value, write undefined. In part A, we got cosine inverse of cosine 4 pi over 5. Cosine inverse and cosine are inverses to each other. They can cancel as long as this angle is in the range of cosine inverse. What is the range? Let's look at the range of trig functions. Range of cosine inverse means when we get the answer, that answer should be between 0 and pi. Cosine inverse of anything we evaluate, at the end of the day the answer should be here. Okay, for tangent inverse, that is not inclusive of that, just negative pi over 2 to pi over 2. For sine inverse, that is negative pi over 2 to pi over 2 inclusive. Okay, is 4 pi over 5 inside here, 0 through pi? So 4/5 of a pi is almost pi, but not exactly 1 pi. So yes, this is inside. That means we simply cancel their actions. So the answer is just 4 pi over 5. Okay. Part B. It's the same angle 4 pi over 5, but that is not in this domain. 4 pi over 5 is bigger than pi over 2. So we cannot simply cancel and the right answer is 4 pi over 5. Not the case. So let's look at the angle. 4 pi over 5 is, this is pi, this is 0, pi over 2, and opposite we can write negative pi over 2. For tangent inverse of something, our answer should be here or here. Negative values here and positive here. 4 pi over 5 is in fact here. Almost pi, but not exactly, okay? And tangent of this one, this is second quadrant, so we get negative value. Only sine is positive. All students take calculus using this rule. Only sine and cosecant are positive. Our tangent has negative value. Okay, so this is negative, means we want to write equivalent angle here. That's our correct place. So what is this angle? So if we can find this, then we will have this value because we want to write in negative. So this one is, we just subtract 4 pi over 5 minus pi. This angle is 4 pi over 5 minus pi. If we subtract, this is pi over 5. 4 pi minus pi, negative 1 pi 5. So this angle is pi over 5, and if we go clockwise, negative. If we do anti-clockwise or counterclockwise, that's negative. And we want this way, that's the angle, so we want negative. So what we can do here is, so this is same as tangent inverse of tangent negative pi over 5. Okay, and now this is in the range of tangent inverse here, negative pi over 2 to pi over 2. Okay, so then they simply cancel, their actions cancel. The answer is negative pi over 5. Similar pi over 4. Oh, this is a standard angle, so it's kind of easier for us to do it. For sine inverse of something, the answer should be in between negative pi over 2 to pi over 2. The range of sine inverse is this. So it should be from 0, clockwise, counterclockwise. So answer here or here. Sine inverse of pi over 4 is in fact what? It's a little bit more than 1/4. So here, okay, pi over 4. So if we extend, so we want to get this angle, and here this is negative, by the way. Okay, that's negative value. So when we write, that should be sine inverse of sine negative of this angle. Okay, and pi over 4, this is pi. We can find this angle, just subtract pi over 4 minus pi means 4 pi over 4. So it's just simply pi over 4. Okay, this is simply pi over 4 here. Now sine and sine inverse action cancel, negative pi over 4. That's the final answer. Alternatively, pi over 4 is a standard angle, and we didn't have to do this. I would show you the easier way. I just showed you the general way, but alternatively, sine inverse of, now we can find the value of sine pi over 4 looking at the unit circle, because this is a standard angle, and you would get negative root 2 over 2. Okay, look at the unit circle, and pi over 4, sine has value negative root 2 over 2, and sine inverse is an odd function, so we can pull negative outside. That is sine inverse of root 2 over 2. Now negative, we are looking for the angle whose sine is root 2 over 2. That's pi over 4, 45 degrees. And we will get the same answer. Tangent pi over 6. This is a standard angle, so we can use the alternative way. Don't have to go through the general procedure. What is tangent pi over 6? We cannot simply cancel and write pi over 6, because the range of tangent inverse is negative pi over 2 to pi over 2. So the final answer should be here, inside here, but pi over 6 is bigger than half pi. But the good news, pi over 6 is a standard angle, so we can just write down the value of this. Okay, looking what is tangent of pi over 6 is what? Looking at the unit circle, we can find x value divided by x value at this angle, pi over 6. Okay, if you divide this, you're gonna get 1 over root 3, by the way. Okay, and x is negative, in fact you get negative. Look at the angle pi over 6 and divide y by x, so you get this. And tangent inverse is an odd function, so this negative can be pulled all the way outside. Tangent inverse of 1 over root 3. And by the way, 1 over root 3, we can rewrite, if you like, this one is same as if we multiply top and bottom by root 3, we get root 3 over 3. These two fractions are same. But this one, if you look at the first quadrant, it's like something like pi over 6. At pi over 6, if you divide y by x, because tangent is ratio of sine and cosine, at this angle, you're going to get 1 over root 3. So minus tangent inverse of 1 over root 3 is just pi over 6. Okay. Here cosine inverse of cosine this. We know that cosine inverse has range. The answer is 0 through pi. But this is bigger than pi. This is 1 pi. This is 8/7 of pi. 8/7 means 1/7 more. Not a standard angle. So this one is not a standard angle, so we don't have the value of cosine 8 pi over 7. So let's look at the angle and do the general work. So 8 pi over 7 is a little bit more than that, so we need this angle. And ASTC, all students take calculus, so only tangent is positive, so this one is negative. So cosine inverse some negative value, this is pi, this is 0, this is pi over 2. So what is this angle? So if we go here, we get positive value because all positive, but we want here. So anyway, this angle is pi minus 8 pi over 7. This is 7 pi over 7. So negative pi over 7, but this negative is just for the direction. So this angle is in fact pi over 7. Okay, this one is pi over 7. But we don't write cosine pi over 7 because cosine pi over 7 is a positive. So we need negative. So negative means our answer is either in first quadrant or second quadrant. So we need to search related angle in second quadrant. So how do we find that? This angle, always pi minus that related angle. In the second quadrant is always 180 minus the angle in the first quadrant. So pi minus pi over 7. If we subtract, this is 7 pi over 7. 7 pi minus pi, 6 pi over 7. So this is cosine 6 pi over 7. You can confirm punching in your calculator the value of cosine 8 pi over 7 and cosine 6 pi over 7. They have same decimal values, both negative. Now we can simply cancel, and 6 pi over 7 is the final answer because that angle is in the correct range. Final.